What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Protective Film Solutions. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you guys for subscribing. We've looked below, we've got a new audience, which is really cool to see. So we're gonna keep the videos going. So without further ado, today's video is gonna be on the 2020 Bugatti Chiron. So without further ado, let's check out the montage. So for those of you who don't know Bugatti very well, the Chiron is their latest creation. Of course, the previous car from that was the Veyron, which our buddy James Stradman has. Congratulations on that car again. So the Chiron is a special car. This car, if you come to the back, this has a W16 engine with quad turbos. It's got 1,500 horsepower. I'm not going to go too far into the stats. You guys obviously will know a lot about that online, but you can see the engine protruding through the rear deck. This is kind of cool, and it's showing off that blue color, which will transition into the interior. You guys can see it matches. But another cool feature about this car is this has the Skyview package, which is really rare on Bugatti. I've only seen a few of them in person, but what that means is that the glass is open, so you can actually see outside while you're driving the car. Kind of gives it a different feel while you're driving it. Not like a roadster or a convertible, but just a different feel, which is kind of cool. So coming around in the car, you can kind of see where the blue ties in. So it starts off on the front bumper. You have the lower blue section, which then again fades over to the side. Goes to the notorious C-pillar, which you guys know Bugatti is known for. And comes around back, ties into the calipers. Again, goes back over to the engine. You got a nice little emblem here reminding you it's blue as well. But what's even cooler is this interior. So if you guys see inside, man, this thing's gorgeous. One of our favorite interior specs on the Bugatti is when they do blue or red. Obviously we've gotten our fair share of Bugattis, and a lot of them are specced out with blue interior, red interior, white interior, black. There's one that's yellow. So my personal favorite, I love the blue. It suits this car very well, especially when it's tied in with all the accent pieces around the car. So this car is obviously here because it's got a new owner. So this car was a dealer car from our friends at Bugatti Newport Beach. The new owner bought the car about 2 weeks ago, got on the schedule with us, and today was the delivery day. Mr. C's dropped it off. We've got the check-in process started, and what we're going to do is go ahead and get the car inside, because this car is going to get a full body Expel PPF. In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit more about the install process, what a car like this takes, because it does not have a perfect cookie cutter kit for it. So our lead tech Byron is going to do a custom install and show you guys a little bit about what he does. So without further ado, let's get in the car and fire it up. So one of the things we told you guys we want to do more of is show you guys kind of real shop life. Each of our technicians who are skilled and trained specifically for what they do. In this case, the Chiron is getting a full body PPF, and it's done with our lead tech Byron. I'm sure some of you guys have seen us tag him in photos. He's been well known not just in California but across the country, because this guy works on, I want to say, the majority of the hypercars that hit the street. So let's go talk to him. So Byron, you're working on the rear end of the car now. Yeah. This car is getting a custom kit because it's a hypercar, so there's no specific template, or does it have a template system?
Some of these cars do have templates, but I guess the manufacturer, like Expel, when they design the kits, they don't design all of it, so some of it's got to be customized.
Like he's mentioning, Expel has a template in the system, so they'll go on the computer and they'll go ahead and look up the car. If the car has a kit, we can use that, and then we extend the edges wherever possible.
Yeah.
Or if it's a car like this, they want to go custom on it. So, for example, you can see in the film where he basically bulks it. So, kind of explain what bulking means, because we use that term a lot, but a lot of people don't understand it. So,
well, bulking is like say X-Bell, they have a kit for the wing, right? So it'll have the notches cut out and it lays pretty perfect. There's some parts, like on this car, since it comes factory with that bumper stop thing, and this customer took it off.
Oh yeah, the full plastic bumper delete, right, for US?
So X-Bell has a kit with 3-piece, and this guy took it off, so I have to do it in 1-piece, and X-Bell doesn't have that pattern, so now I gotta pretty much get raw film, lay it across, stretch it, and then hand cut it to fit and cover everything perfectly.
So bulking's fun then, huh?
It's a lot more work.
Bulking's not fun. So the reason why you got to bulk out the stuff, like you explained, it gets around all the edges and the corners without being able to see the film. So one thing that's really important, which I know you guys love, is having the racks and accessibility to get underneath the car. Can you do an install on this on the ground?
I wouldn't even do it.
If I book a car for him and I said you got to do this on the ground, he's going to tell me to kick rocks. So when you have the car up in the air, he's got his chair, he can get underneath the car. Certain cars, I think we remove the rear diffuser for you.
It's possible.
So this car, does the rear diffuser stay on?
Yeah, because it goes past about halfway to the middle of the car underneath.
Gotcha. But I mean, you can still do a full custom install and wrap edges wherever you need to, right?
Yeah, on the lift, yeah.
Sweet. How long have you been doing this for now, man?
I'd say like 13 years.
18 years.
Yeah.
So did you start with, I know everyone gets their start differently. Did you started with PPF or you started with vinyl first?
First I started with vinyl,
Yeah.
and then I worked my way up to PPF.
Yeah. Do you prefer PPF versus vinyl, or you miss the vinyl days?
Nah, PPF.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think it's easier, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
For you?
For me.
For me to learn, I gotta learn with vinyl.
Yeah.
So, one thing with vinyl versus PPF, people always think that it's the same technician or installer, but it takes different trades. So with vinyl, we gotta disassemble a car, wrap all the corners and the edges. You don't want to show the existing color. PPF, I mean, when we're using kits, we're getting it basically to the line, and you don't want to tuck it. So can you kind of explain why on certain cars you don't want to drop panels? In your eyes, why you prefer to have it remaining on the car?
It's easier to install, so like say if you were to take off this rear bumper, when I go to stretch from one side to the other and nobody's helping me, the bumper's gonna keep moving back and forth, so if it's on the car, it's stable, I can stick it onto the wheel, and then stretch from here, it's over there, as opposed to
and then in return, that means a cleaner overall install, which means that the product will lay properly, and then a car is very unlikely to come back due to overstretching or something like that.
Yeah.
And another big thing too is certain panels, if you drop them and you do a custom wrap, when you go and reinstall the panel, it's going to pinch together, and depending on the type of hardware from the factory, it could twist the film. So there's certain areas I think we try to remove if we think it's going to be overall cleaner solution.
Yeah.
And we don't know everything, but these guys, 13 years, man. I mean, he knows the tricks in the trade, so he'll tell us which panels that need to be recommended, and we'll put that over to a master's sheet, so that way when we get cars come in, everyone knows exactly what we're doing on it. So on this car in particular, he's working on the back end of the car. I don't want to interrupt you anymore, so I appreciate your time, man. We'll tag Byron in a lot of stuff. If you guys see some of the hypercars going out, you'll always see me tag him. Take a look at his page, because he posts the cars he completes. He posts one more thing too, which I'll show you. So I appreciate you, Byron. This guy, look at this collection over here. So he started doing this beginning of the year, where he took over his art space and he really made it his own. I don't know enough about this stuff, but I know this stuff's kind of rare. It's cool to see. And we get clients who come in all the time, and they kind of know the different products that he's buying. And I mean, this is nuts. It's interesting to see this stuff, and all of them are a little bit different, so it kind of shows his personality a little bit. He likes to show kind of his side and his personality with this stuff. So anyways, this is kind of Byron's section. This guy stays very, very busy. We keep him booked about a month in advance, so if you got a hypercar you want to protect, give us a call, we'll put him on it, and we'll get you a very badass install and one of the best around. So appreciate his time. I got to get back in the office. I appreciate you guys watching this video, seeing more about what we do with hypercars, meeting Byron, our technician. Next video, we're going to move over to another category of the shop, show you more about what we do, some more technicians, and we're excited. So appreciate you guys watching, and hit subscribe below. See ya.